Good evening and hello everyone. My name is Alexandria Waters and today we will talk about the life and work of Toni Morrison. Chloe Anthony Wofford Morrison, born Chloe Ardelia Wofford, was born on February 18, 1931 and was raised in Lorraine, Ohio. She was the second child out of four siblings from their parents. She became a Catholic at age 12 and took the baptism name Anthony, which led to her nickname Toni. She went to Lorraine High School and got her BA from Howard University in English and her master's in American Literature from Cornell University. She married one time and had two children. She died of complications of pneumonia in Bronx, New York, August 5th, 2019. She was an American novelist, essayist, and book editor and college professor. She was well known for incorporating African American families' experiences in her work, particularly Black women, and she's shown many struggles and strengths of her characters and how they find themselves in society. She included fantasy, poetic style, and mythic in her works, and that's how she created her masterpieces. These are a few of her best known works. So today we'll discuss and analyze and interpret her only short story. It's pronounced, I tried to pronounce as best I could, a recitative, and it was published in 1983 in Confirmation of Anthology of African American Women, Political Statement. She also included political statements, racial prejudice, and gender bias in this short story. Her title is a French form that describes the style between song and musical, basically almost like it's ordinary speech. She used Tuala, which was the main character in the story. She used Tuala's voice as almost the character singing in more of a conversational way to give information in the story. Tuala's delivering portions out of her life from meeting Roberta and how their relationship went about the year. You can tell by the picture, if I go back, that this is a powerful photo of how blacks and whites should be equal. And now we will, we will see how the friendship evolved over the next 30-year period. So part one, this was their first encounter. Tuala was already in the orphanage of St. Bunny, but technically St. Bunny was a short name just for Bellevue. Roberta came in the room with Tuala. Both parents, basically shown here in the first paragraph, was going through some type of mental health, either battling with drugs, and that's what they had in common with both their parents. Technically, was sick. It also give you a sense of what race might have been used, because the thing with Toni, she never gave us the description of exactly what race the girls were. They were just 8-year-old girls, but they just knew they was different. Mary, which is Tuala's mother, basically shown a line in this story. And then when she stopped dancing, how Tuala's mother always did, basically told her that they never washed their hair and they smell funny. Which Tuala agreed that Roberta sure did smell funny. Which give you a sense that Tuala could be black and that Roberta could be white. Which give you that stigma of how the black African culture wash their hair more often than a white American culture do. But we still don't know exactly what race the girls were. Part two was church. We introduced the church with the girls trying to meet their mother. They had a chance to meet their mother, spend time with them, have lunch with them. We already get this sense of not knowing exactly what type of church It could be Catholic, Baptist, any type of church, Jewish, but we don't know exactly what type of church. We just know that they do accept everyone. Also, we get a sense of how race plays under the role, but this time with the parent. So Roberta introduced her parent to Tawala's mother, and this is where it got kind of a little rough. That Roberta's mother basically did not want to shake Mary's hand. Why? Tony didn't never give us a description why. But you can tell that it had some race play into it because why didn't Roberta's mother shake Mary's hand? It was just a friendly greeting of saying hello. But clearly, Roberta's mother was not trying to intrigue or just be enlightened of Mary's presence. It's like she was just really just trying to just look down upon Mary, probably looked at her different, looked at Twala different, and then care for them because it wasn't the same race as them. But we still don't know exactly what race play what family. But we just get a sense of the racial prejudice that's going on. Part three, this is a scene that let me know how the friendship was a friendship, but it was a strange friendship. Like a strain, like they was having a hard time just trying to get along because of race. So now, while it's working in the diner, she soon see Roberta sitting down in one of the booths with two other people. She decided to want to go over and speak to Roberta after she got off of work. And that's what she did. But she didn't expect for Roberta to be brushing her off, looking at her different like she didn't know her, when clearly Roberta knew who Twala was. Maybe Roberta act like that because she had company and she did not want herself to look crazy or look stupid being able to speak to someone of a different race in front of her friends. There also, this scene has showed you another different racial bias, gender bias, racial prejudice when it comes to Twala not acknowledging her supposed to be friend. And Twala, this actually hurt Twala's feelings and made her think differently of Roberta. Because basically it made it also seem that Roberta was living a rich lifestyle while Twala was living a mid-class lifestyle, just trying to get by any means, while Roberta was just basically living her life. And so part four, this is when Twala and Roberta meet up again at a grocery store. This time, instead of Twala trying to introduce herself, it was Roberta that knew Twala first. Seen her first, tried to start a friendly conversation, but this time she looked more cleaned up than she did when they first met at the diner over the few years. She looked cleaner, she looked healthier, she looked basically richer. And Roberta did marry a rich man, while Twala was married to a middle class firefighter. Both was still living in New York, but they was living in different parts of New York. So basically, it gets you a sense of Roberta was still living that high class lifestyle that she had with her mother, while Twala was just living a middle class life, having some issues, was trying to make the best of her life. Twala still was a little upset about the first encounter with Roberta because of the fact that she didn't try to acknowledge her then. It was trying to figure out why now that Roberta wanted to acknowledge her, and she did address her. In her mind, she did, but she didn't address Roberta verbally. But she did have questions, but she didn't try to push them. She was just enjoying reminiscing about being at the orphanage, the times they played, the food that Twala always got from Roberta because she didn't like to eat. Just reminiscing and having fun this day. So part 5 is basically with 2 parts. To me, the friendship had broken really bad, and then they had remended it towards the end. Towards the middle, they met up again at a racial strife about the kids going to school, and she had seen Roberta try to pull up. Roberta was kind of a little agitated with everything going on. It was being rude. This gave you a sense of what the woman was trying to fight for when it came to the strife, and Tawala trying to intervene. It got a little rough. They kind of just got into a bad argument. After that, Tawala ain't seen Roberta for a while until one Christmas evening. Tawala tried to get a tree. She went inside just to get some coffee to her diner and decided that it's time to get some rest before she go home and get some me time. That's when she met up with Roberta again. And this time, Roberta, when she said she wanted to see Twala again, she wanted to apologize for the thing that she said, thing that she's done. Basically, trying to get Twala to forgive her. And even though Twala did, Twala was still feeling real aggravated with Roberta because she could just been herself, not trying to be someone that she really wasn't. So they basically kind of sort of grew up together in the orphanage, made like a little bond. But with the fact that race plays a major role in Roberta's life, that Roberta didn't know how to actually interact with Twala at a grown age. It was different between being kids when they just kept free, and then when you grown, you're not trying to be judged, talked about, and actually probably get hurt with just trying to interact with different races. So Twala did end up forgiving her, and maybe it was the wine that was making Roberta just spill out her gut. But that scene kind of showed where, as young girls, when they were trying to reminisce some, that they did depend on each other. And I think Roberta felt even more guilty trying to get or trying to hate Twala when there's nothing to hate Twala about. And this was my interpretation, analyzed of this short story of Toni Morrison. This is my works cited page. I kind of did my own type of interpretation before I did try to look at these. Kind of like got a sense of how they were thinking versus mine, and actually felt pretty good of the way I was trying to interpret. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you. It is